A Minneapolis resident rushed to Annunciation Catholic School on Wednesday, August 28, 2025, after a mass shooting occurred. The witness helped the victims and shared that a young girl who was shot in the head asked him to hold her hand. This incident is part of a larger investigation into the shooting, which has left many people shaken. The Trump administration has awarded a $1.2 billion contract to Accuses Logistics, a small Virginia company with no experience in running correction facilities, to build and operate the nation's largest immigration detention complex at Fort Bliss in Texas. The facility is expected to hold up to 5,000 migrants awaiting deportation. Critics have raised concerns about the lack of transparency and the potential for abuse in military-run detention centers. A massive line of traffic formed outside the Burning Man Festival on Monday, August 28, 2025, after a dust storm swept through the Black Rock Desert. Attendees waited up to 8 hours to get into the festival, causing significant delays and disruptions. The incident highlights the challenges faced by event organizers in managing large crowds and unpredictable weather conditions. A whale surprised tourists on a tour boat in Patagonia, Argentina, on August 28, 2025. The unexpected encounter occurred when the aquatic visitor swam up to the boat, allowing passengers to take photos and videos of the rare moment. The nominee, President Donald Trump, tapped to serve as ambassador to a United Nations office, charged with overseeing global aviation standards, has a checkered tax history and background, donating to Democrats and political opponents of the president, a Fox News digital review of the nominee's public records found. The White House and Trump allies have doubled down in support of the nominee, saying he will assist the administration in. Actor Frankie Muniz has suffered a serious injury that will require a 6 to 8 week recovery process after taking a hard fall off a ladder in his backyard while changing Ring camera batteries. The Malcolm in the Middle alum turned professional race car driver was set to compete in an upcoming NASCAR race, but will now be unable to do so. Muniz previously suffered multiple injuries from a multi-vehicle collision while competing in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series last year. A new report has raised questions about the circumstances surrounding Jim Irsay's death, with allegations that he was in the throes of a relapse and received opioids and ketamine from his doctor. The Washington Post reported on Thursday that at least 5 witnesses saw Irsay ingest opioids and 4 witnessed him take ketamine. Dr. Harry Harutunian, an addiction specialist based in California, prescribed Irsay with opioids in the last 2 years of his life. The report also stated that the cults repeatedly hid from the public about Irsay's struggles. The team referred to a statement given by the Irsays, saying they declined to comment on the allegations and asked for continued privacy as they move through this difficult time. A hospital staff member at Hennepin Healthcare went into a CT scanner with one of the young victims of the Minneapolis church shooting and held her hand, so she didn't have to go through it alone, a trauma surgeon revealed Thursday. Dr. John Gaydon said that the staffer, who was not identified, put herself in harm's way by staying in the room during the scan, which normally would require evacuation due to radiation exposure. The hospital has 9 patients from the shooting, with 6 in satisfactory condition and 3 in serious or critical condition. Hennepin EMS Chief Marty Shearer also praised the unrecognized heroes who helped each other during the shooting, including children who protected others. A Centers for Disease Control and Prevention official resigned on August 28, 2025, citing the Trump administration's efforts to erase transgender populations. Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis, director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, included the term pregnant people in his resignation letter. He accused the administration of attempting to dismantle public health as a practice and institution. The resignation comes amid controversy over the CDC's handling of various health issues, including COVID-19 and monkeypox. Supermodel Gisele Bündchen is back in the spotlight, posing for a new ad campaign with Italian fashion label Elisabetta Franchi. The 45-year-old Brazilian model shared photos from the shoot on Instagram, showcasing her in a sheer black mini dress and thigh-high leather boots. This marks one of Bündchen's first major campaigns since welcoming her third child in February. The model has been quiet about her personal life lately, but it seems she's back to work and looking stunning. A Florida beach house, dubbed the Trump House, has taken TikTok by storm for its eye-catching decor. Marvin Peavy's Walton County home sits on Florida's scenic Highway 30A in the northwestern part of the Sunshine State, which has been dubbed the Hamptons of the South. Peavy stepped into the spotlight over a legal dispute with local officials after he hung large pro-Trump banners on his home. His TikTok account shows various banners he has installed, amassing millions of views and thousands of followers. Vice President J.D. Vance slammed MSNBC host Jen Psaki on Thursday, after she criticized prayer in the aftermath of the Annunciation Catholic school shooting in Minnesota. In an X post, Vance defended prayer in the wake of the tragedy and demanded to know why the former White House press secretary would attack the practice when the children who were killed the day before were praying. Police have identified the shooter responsible for opening fire at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis on Wednesday, when they said 2 children were killed and 17 others were injured during morning mass. Vance's remarks came in direct response to Psaki's Wednesday post, slamming people for offering thoughts and prayers in response to the tragedy. She wrote, Daniil Medvedev was fined a total of $42,500 by the U.S. Open on Wednesday, following his heated disagreement with chair umpire Greg Allensworth during his first-round match against Benjamin Bonzi. The fine consisted of $30,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct and an additional $12,500 for racket abuse. Medvedev's outburst occurred when a photographer walked onto the court at Louis Armstrong Stadium, prompting Allensworth to award Bonzi another first serve. Medvedev defended his stance after the match, arguing that the photographer's disturbance was not long enough to warrant another first serve. Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Travis Hunter has announced the birth of his baby boy just days before the start of the NFL season. Hunter and his wife, Liana De La Fuente, shared their reactions to finding out she was pregnant in a YouTube video titled Dear Son. The couple got married in May after meeting at Collins High School in Georgia. Hunter was drafted by the Jaguars as the second pick from the Cleveland Browns. The team kicks off its season on September 7 against the Carolina Panthers. South Carolina women's basketball coach Dawn Staley said she would have taken the New York Knicks head coaching job if it had been offered. Staley, 55, interviewed for the position before the Knicks hired Mike Brown in July. She felt that hiring her as the first female head coach in the NBA would have brought attention and scrutiny from the media and fans, but also an opportunity to break down barriers for women in the league. Labor Day weekend marks the unofficial end of summer, so it's one last chance to fire up the grill, gather the family, and enjoy the backyard before kids head back to school and cooler weather rolls in. To host a successful cookout, upgrade your backyard setup with new grills, yard gains, durable coolers, and more. Many items are on sale for Labor Day, so you can save big on a whole new patio or backyard setup. Consider investing in a Weber Spirit 4-burner grill, Royal Gourmet 30-inch charcoal grill with smoker, or Coleman Pro 45 cubic feet to make your cookout a success. Vice President J.D. Vance is promoting the GOP-crafted domestic policy package known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act in Wisconsin on Thursday. The measure includes extending the president's signature 2017 tax cuts and eliminating taxes on tips and overtime pay. However, polls indicate that Americans are not supportive of the massive tax cuts and spending measure. President Donald Trump has acknowledged the difficult sales job his party faces and is urging Republicans to rebrand their efforts. Vance has promoted the package over the past month during stops in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, calling it the Working Families Tax Cut. The package also provides billions for border security and codifies the president's sweeping immigration crackdown. Democrats have repeatedly blasted Republicans over the social safety net changes, charging that they will gut Medicaid and force rural hospitals to close their doors. Israel confirmed on Thursday that it carried out an attack on a Houthi target in Yemen's capital, Sanaa, marking the second such strike in less than a week. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said the Houthis were operating under Iran's direction to harm Israel and its allies. The IDF also blamed the Houthis for undermining regional stability and disrupting global freedom of navigation. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz stated that whoever raises a hand against Israel will have their hand cut off. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, canceled a ground stop at Newark Liberty International Airport due to equipment issues affecting radio frequencies in the Philadelphia Tracon area, which handles arrivals and departures. The ground stop was in effect for about 2 hours, impacting inbound flights to the New Jersey airport. During the ground stop, arrival delays averaged about 90 minutes. The FAA is investigating the cause of the technical issues. The House Oversight Committee is pressing the U.S. Navy for answers on the prevalence of traumatic brain injuries among aviators and flight officers, accusing the service of failing to fully understand or address the psychological toll of flight operations. The committee requested documents and data on brain injuries, cognitive dysfunction, and mental health issues in the fleet, warning that the Navy has never conducted a comprehensive investigation into the risks facing pilots. A Top Gun graduate and FA-18 fighter pilot, Matthew "Wiz" Buckley, detailed the brain injuries he suffered from years of high-speed flight maneuvers, saying it's like being in a car crash. The Navy did not return a request for comment before publication deadline. Prime Video is developing a crime drama series based on the true story of Karen Reed, who was acquitted of murdering her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Elizabeth Banks will star as Reed and executive produce the series. The show will explore the events surrounding O'Keefe's death in 2022, including Reed's alleged involvement in his fatal accident. Banks joins a growing list of actors taking on infamous true crime roles, including Dennis Quaid and Patricia Arquette. Multiple U.S. federal agencies have confirmed they have removed Foxit software or no longer maintain active contracts with the company's U.S. subsidiary, following questions about its government ties and Chinese connections. Foxit, a major PDF software company founded in China, scrubbed any mention of its various U.S. government customers from its website after being asked by Fox News Digital. The company develops PDF software for reading, editing, and signing documents, with clients ranging from businesses to U.S. agencies. However, critics warn that even seemingly routine data could be of intelligence value to the Chinese Communist Party. A recent Microsoft study analyzed 200,000 anonymous co-pilot conversations from 2024 to determine which jobs are most impacted by artificial intelligence, AI. The study found that knowledge-based and communication-heavy roles, such as technical writers, telemarketers, and data scientists, have the highest overlap with AI. However, it's essential to note that this overlap doesn't necessarily mean job loss. Instead, AI can take over portions of an employee's daily tasks, freeing up time for creative thinking and making them more valuable. The study also identified jobs with minimal overlap, such as medical equipment preparers, surgical assistants, and roofers. While physical and hands-on jobs have less overlap with AI today, future technologies beyond language models could change this picture. The families of the University of Idaho students killed in a home invasion attack have asked a judge to permanently block the release of crime scene photos, including redacted images, citing privacy concerns. The request comes after the guilty plea and sentencing of murderer Brian Kohberger. The parents of Madison Mogen and Ethan Chapin wrote letters to the court in support of the motion, stating that seeing even redacted photos would be traumatizing. For their families, a judge has expanded a temporary injunction pending her final decision. Four-time Tour de France winner Chris Froome suffered major injuries in a serious training crash on Wednesday, according to his team. He was airlifted to a hospital in Toulon and is undergoing surgery for a pneumothorax, 5 broken ribs, and a lumbar vertebrae fracture. Froome's first Tour de France victory came in 2013, and he has won the event 3 times since then. His last victory was the Giro d'Italia in 2018. Izzy Darnell, the younger sister of University of Alabama senior and Zeta Tau Alpha member Kylan Darnell, shocked followers by dropping out of the school's highly publicized sorority rush just before bid day. In a playful TikTok post, Izzy revealed her exit by tearing up a mock bid day card while relaxing in Orange Beach, far from campus. Later, the influencer, who has more than 1 million followers on TikTok, posted a follow-up explaining her unexpected decision. The New England Patriots claimed quarterback Tommy DeVito off waivers from the New York Giants on Wednesday, August 28, 2025. DeVito, a fan favorite, was waived by the Giants on Tuesday due to an overhauled quarterback room. He will slot in as the team's third-string quarterback behind starter Drake May and backup Josh Dobbs. DeVito has started 8 games and appeared in 12 over his 2-year career with the Giants, completing 64% of his passes for 1,101 yards with 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.